It's hard being famous, isn't it? I mean, I'm guessing here because I don't actually know what it's like to be famous. You're on Rock Paper Shotgun's YouTube channel after all and not PewDiePie's. No wait, please don't go and see if he's done a video on The Sims 4 Get Famous, because even if he has, it won't be anywhere near as good as this one. No, the only fan mail we get is stuff like this. So, the opportunity to get a taste of the high life is much welcomed. The Get Famous expansion for The Sims 4 is freshly launched and offers all kind of insight into celeb psychology. It also follows a big update earlier this week which added terrain tools and the ability to stare straight at that terrain with a new first-person camera mode. I feel like I've been preparing for this mode my whole life. I am very experienced at looking around a house in first person. Of course, my house isn't as overflowing with virtual kittens, which is pretty much the main reason to play Sims 4. Of course, if you want to help me in the Rock Paper Shotgun video department take a step closer to internet stardom, you could press that picture of a thumb and subscribe to the channel, but only do it if you actually like the video. We don't want an entourage of yes men, we're all about keeping it real. I'm a huge fan of The Sims, so I hope you enjoy this tour of the new expansion so that I can justify covering the game even more. This is Del Sol Valley, the Sims 4 version of Hollywood, only without all the sexual predators. Isn't that refreshing? Like previous areas, it's quite sparse, with not much room for you to create your own homes or businesses without bulldozing things that already exist. Which always feels like a rude way to introduce yourself to neighbours. But if you zoom out from your active lot, it looks full and real. I just wish they were actually that full. But that's a problem I have with The Sims 4 overall, and not just this expansion. I think this world looks amazing, and it really encapsulates the glitz and glam that you'd expect from somewhere pretending to be Hollywood. There are bouncers and red ropes. Come on, it wouldn't be the true celeb experience without keeping the lowly scum out. Del Sol Valley is split into 3 areas: Mirage Park, The Pinnacles, and Starlight Boulevard. The former 2 are different residential areas. Mirage Park is the lower end scale of houses where those wishing to break into fame and stardom are likely to start off. This is where the only free lot to build on exists. I get that we can't just start building in Tom Cruise's back garden, but I do wish there was more space to express yourself. At the other end of the scale is The Pinnacles, where you'll hopefully end up if you make it big. Starlight Boulevard is home to 2 karaoke bars, a museum, a park, and a gym, because there's nothing obnoxious famous people like more than going to museums. Being The Sims' very own version of Hollywood, there is of course a Sims version of the Walk of Fame, with stars and all. Your sim can get these stars when they get super famous and reach the top of their game, more on that later, and can even have a ceremony with all of their fans when they place it. As you can see here, my placement ceremony was pretty unloved. I'm fully expecting to wake up and see that it's been given the Donald Trump treatment. This expansion also brings new lot traits, including Up and Coming Hotspot, the hottest spot in town, and Celebrity Home. For newcomers, lot traits are there to make your lot act in a more specific way. For instance, some traits like Haunted bring ghosts into your lot at around midnight. Hottest spot in town will mean there are heaps of Sims at that lot. And Celebrity Home means you'll have pesky tourists taking photos outside of your home as you sleepily go to grab your mail. As easy as it is to roll your eyes at vacuous lives of the rich and famous, it's harder to dismiss their gorgeous homes. This new world is perhaps my favourite of all the Sims 4 worlds, and I must say that this expansion as a whole feels very full and finished, despite only coming with one new career. Oh great, another career, another rabbit hole, I hear you cry. Well, fear not, because the new acting career actually allows you to follow your Sims to the film set. Not in a stalkerish way, that would be a very different expansion. What I mean is, this is not another career that has your Sims disappear from their home when they go to work. Some actually let you go with your Sim and help them progress through their jobs. This career path has really caught my imagination. Not because I want to live out my fantasy as an actress, believe it or not, making list features on Sims expansions is my dream career, but because the job is properly fleshed out. The acting world has you start off as total unknown, attempting to get noticed in TV adverts. You can choose different agencies to represent you, and the selection increases the further you progress. You go from uncredited extra to silver screen icon and everywhere in between, including being a commercial spokesperson and a sitcom star. You get to visit Plum Bob Pictures and essentially relive Lionheads the movies. And who wouldn't want to revisit such a classy sim game? From visiting hair and makeup to getting your costume on, socialising with the cast, chatting with the director and rehearsing your lines with your co-star, this career is certainly one of the best EA have added to The Sims 4. Once you finally get your moment in the spotlight, you're able to either act out your lines safely or riskily. If you carry out your roles riskily, then you will gain a better career performance. The Sims would have you believe that risk always ends well, which is rich coming from a series where people used to drown in swimming pools if you removed the ladder. With a new career comes a new skill, acting. But to do well in some of your roles or auditions, you'll also need to have relatively high levels in related skills, such as comedy for a sitcom or a high handiness skill to pull off a hardware commercial. My sim also started practicing dancing in their spare time for no apparent reason, but if that's dancing at a skill level of 2, then let me tell you, my real life dancing skill level is 35. The Sims 4 Get Famous also brings in media production as a skill. Finally, I've only been doing it for over 10 years, which allows you to become an influencer. A new desk setup with a camera and lights allows your sim to study trends, do videos surrounding these trends, and edit them together before uploading them. This is genuinely what I do for a living, albeit in a more minging house. Moving up the ranks with fame perks allows you to strike deals with companies and receive ever more cash for your time. Your Sims can update social media timelines, take Simstagram stories, and reply to comments online. All of this helps boost their fame level. It even taps into the more sordid side of fame. Okay, you won't be getting into trouble for posting YouTube videos of dead bodies, but your Sims can develop new quirks such as a phobia of touching or becoming so vain they grow sad when they don't check themselves in a mirror regularly. You can even get your very own stan, which is something of a goal of mine. I love seeing the Sims mirror these really established parts of modern life. Oh, and I take it back about my dancing level. Look at this level 10 dancing! Astounding! Now for the juicy additions, such as the new Creator Sim options and build and buy mode stuff. There are new hairstyles and new clothes, some of them are a bit ridiculous, but this is showbiz, darling, what do you expect? Yes, I know Rock Paper Shotgun is more about cardigans and jumpers you can lose a person inside, but some of us on the team like these more interesting fashions. There's actually a decent amount of male options too, and we all know that's why The Sims normally lacks fun customization. Also, why is it that male Sims are so much more boring to make? I was looking forward to more makeup options, but unfortunately there's only one new face paint option, which has multiple variations. Again, showbiz, darling. Now onto the actual best items I've ever seen in The Sims 4, the sets. The sets are incredible, from post-apocalyptic streets to western interiors, doctors' surgeries to pirate ships. Thanks to this expansion you can reboot Pirates of the Caribbean with a less skeezy male lead. At last! Get Famous has covered every genre, from the giant green screens to the set doors. I mean, just look at Plumbob Pictures, it's incredible. I mentioned the influencer desk earlier as that's a new item of note too, but there's also vault doors and vaults containing all of your wealth. There's a lot of fun stuff to play with here. A bunch of new stuff in Creator Sim wouldn't be complete without a new aspiration or two. Get Famous gives you one under the popularity section where you can aspire to be world famous, giving you a bonus gregarious trait, and another under creativity where you can aspire to be a master actor or actress, giving you the muser trait as a bonus. Aspiring to be an actor or actress obviously means your sim can only go down one career path. However, you can seek fame in any career you want, and the more famous you get, the more you'll be asked to move to a new career already quite far up the ladder. I kept getting asked if I wanted to be an astronaut, and of course I did, but unfortunately my sim aspired to be an actress. With fame comes your public image, your celebrity status, and of course a whole bunch of new interactions. Some interactions will boost your fame level, such as donating items from your home or checking your social media status. You can make it rain to your devoted fans by spraying money at them, or you can call your PR guy and ask them to run a fake good story about you or get you invited to an amazing party. Fame also brings you new perks, and those creepy quirks I mentioned earlier. Being an influencer, you can get better promotional deals in your perk tree, become a trailblazer, get your own squad, a bit like Taylor Swift's infamous one, or get more money from work. Yes, you have to balance it with stalkers and crippling self-obsession, but such is the influencer life, right? And all this arrives alongside a free update which adds absolutely amazing features, and a couple which might make you think, why weren't these here before? The best thing to come from this update is the first-person camera mode. I am so excited about this, it is unreal. To get into this mode, press Shift and Tab. To get rid of the UI, press Tab, and to get out of it, press Escape. Left click allows you to interact with the world, and right click goes through doors so you aren't doomed to die in a toilet. The creepiest thing about this is watching your sim's eyes move in the mirror as you move the mouse. And the best thing about this is hugging your cat. One update I can't believe wasn't in the game already is the terrain tools, allowing you to alter terrain height, build hills and ditches, or build a waterless moat. A man's home is his castle, etc, etc. There are new foundation tools allowing different buildings on one lot to have different foundation heights, and now you can also choose how high these foundations are. How was this not a thing until now? Your basement can now be 4 floors low rather than just 2, and there are 2 new half-wall heights, which makes zoning large open spaces even more exciting. There's a new career. This one is rabbit holed, or they can work from home if you want them to, and this is style influencer. Starting off by observing fads and reporting on the latest trends, your sim will soon be the talk of the town with their outfits. Alongside this career comes 2 new items, the sketch pad and the style board, and also 10 new creator sim items to go alongside it. Speaking of careers, if your sim is the owner of a business or stressed out painter and you're getting annoyed that they tell people they're unemployed, this new update gives the ability to name your own career. You can give them a title and a job description, and now they'll be able to brag about their more interesting jobs. There's a bunch of fixes and updates and some general quality of life updates too. To whims, tutorials, the simology and relationship panels, and an update to the gallery profile. You can also call Millie Bobby Brown and do the positivity challenge if you want to. Yeah, the one from Stranger Things. No biggie, brushing shoulders with the stars. A hard life. As I mentioned before, I have played a lot of The Sims, and I know that to outsiders it can seem like it's just a conveyor belt of expansions aimed at the gullible with too much money to spend. For some add-ons that's true, but Get Famous really does go above and beyond to deliver a more complete life experience for my virtual residents. It's not so different that it feels removed from the everyday fun of The Sims, but it has enough to explore that you can sink many hours into exhausting its different avenues to fame. Also, there's a golden toilet, and who wouldn't want to shit in that? Please do hit me up with any questions you have about the expansion or The Sims 4. Honestly, I play way too much of this game, and I'm happy to indoctrinate anyone else into this world. And while I'm not so self-obsessed to spend my days checking myself out in the mirror, I would get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside if you decided to subscribe to Rock Paper Shotgun. If I was more shameless, I'd claim you unlock bonus perks by activating the notifications bell, but I respect you too much to do that. If you enjoyed this video, why not watch another Rock Paper Shotgun production? I recommend Matthew's love letter to Forza Horizon 4 and Noah's murdering adventures in Hitman 2. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon.